In today's modern society, there is a lot of pressure to become environmental or eco-friendly, trying to earn the coveted title of an environmentalist, especially here in alternative Southern California. However, visiting your local Whole Foods or buying a Prius may not be enough. To be an environmentalist means to sacrifice, and whoever sacrifices the most earns the right to call themselves a true environmentalist. Even though your buddy at work just rerouted his plumbing to water his ficus, there are people living in our midst that go above and beyond. People who work hard every day to uphold their vigilante environmentalist personas. There are heroes to the environment who understate neighborhood recycling rivalry and water cooler bragging rights, setting the bar high as something new to aspire to. Though there is an unknown number of these unlikely environmentalists living in America, roughly 400,000 individuals live in California without trivial aspects of life like electric bills, trips to the gas station, or conventionally wrapped food. Among them are heroic men and women who live the lives of more environmental pursuits. Recycling, of course, is a necessity. It is the basis of their environmental success. Recycling everything possible like clothing, cans, and even urine. These fundamental principles are the key to reducing your carbon footprint, possibly eliminating it altogether. Californians bought more than 21.9 billion beverages in aluminum, plastic, and glass containers in 2007, 14 billion of which were recycled. In order to fund their lifestyle, many environmentalists collect the CRV, or California Refund Value, that comes from cans and bottles in order to fund their work further. Typically, recycling centers will redeem 5 cents for containers less than 24 fluid ounces and 10 cents for anything higher. This means you need a lot of cans, so determination is required to lead this lifestyle. A gem among environmentalists, a man named Fuzzy, set the Colorado Springs record for recycling the most aluminum cans at one time. Fuzzy brought in 10 pounds, beating the previous record set in 1993 by a half a pound. 10 pounds of aluminum cans is equivalent to 280 cans. He said in a statement that he could have easily collected 15 pounds had he not taken 2 naps, stopped to smoke, or stopped his collecting briefly to drink a 40-ounce malt liquor. Even environmentalists must rest. Besides the personal satisfaction that comes with doing your part to save the world, Fuzzy stated, "I'd kind of like to spend this $20 on malt liquor. After that, I'll pass out in the park for a couple of days." In an average year, an American will drink 380 sodas out of a can. Fuzzy recycled 2/3 of one person's yearly aluminum can output in a single day, all of which were either littered or in the trash. At that rate, he could recycle 100,000 cans in a year, granted, he didn't pass out in the park for a couple of days. That is the equivalent to the aluminum cans 269 people use in 1 year. These numbers put Fuzzy and many others' carbon footprints well into the positive, meaning that the way they live their life is beneficial to the environment, abnormal to the 20 tons of carbon released by an average American each year with no offset. These kinds of numbers are reported daily in large Southern Californian cities by their local environmentalists, confirms a recycling center operator in San Diego, noting that this accounts for the dense population in big cities and the massive amounts of waste as a byproduct, not typical to smaller cities like Fuzzy's. Though our environmental saviors live with no impact, there is still very few. The next logical step to saving our environment is to join the ranks, recycling for the cause and basking in the glory to come. The environmental justice movement promotes equal rights and recognition of the environmental burdens placed upon racial minorities, residents of developing nations, or the economically disadvantaged. Due to their status, they bear the brunt of these burdens like pollution, industrial facilities, and a lack of clean food and water. Historically, these minorities have been absent from the decision-making processes of large environmental agencies, who have the funding and political power, though never actually have to live with the problems. Most of these injustices stem from the use of land and energy as a commodity, unaccountable and outdated government policies, and a lack of resources and power in affected communities, as if people are incapable of positively affecting their own environment.